Hello, Joey, and everyone from Enjoy It Vacations. My name is Mark Werchnig, and today we're going to be going over everything booking within Vax Vacation Access. What I am going to do, though, is I am going to split it into two parts. Just because it is a very long session, I don't want people to doze off. So we're just going to make sure that we have it split up. It's a lot easier to do maybe two 45-minute videos rather than 1 hour and a half one. So let's go ahead and get started. So I am in our FunJet Vacations Anchor store page. Before we get started, I just kind of want to mention we have this page here. It's called Are You Primed for Peak? Let's go ahead and click on that. I want you guys to get comfortable with this screen.
Hello to all
Just
of our
because
trusted and
it
valued
has
travel advisors.
messages from
Thank
our
you so much for
executives
your
within the
patience and
company.
your support this
We try to
past
be as
year as we've been
transparent as
managing through
possible,
our
giving
merger,
details
our
of updates,
migration, and many challenging market
whatever it may
issues.
be.
Now, we do
The one
believe
thing
we've
I
made our
really
learnings
focus
greater
on
than
is
our
below
experience,
in the
and we've
updates.
listened to a lot of your
Right now, we
feedback.
are coming out
And
with
we
new
believe our team
enhancements
members'
coming
hard
down the
work is
road,
paying off,
and
because in
we
2020,
would like you to
we are
see
seeing
if you
double-digit
register
growth
for
for that
these
travel period. Now, nothing's more important to us than making sure your business is successful and that we provide the best possible service and support as we go into this next peak season. Now, many of you were able to attend our Ascend conferences this fall, where we gave you a lot of updates about our new products, our new technology, what we've been working on, and that included our new One ALG loyalty program and travel protection, and also a lot of information about new products and technology.
Great resource for
The
you guys to
entire
use.
team at Apple
So just
Leisure
make sure
Group
you
is
check
focused
that
on
out.
making you better,
All right, let's get
faster,
back to
more
our
profitable, and taking care.
Over here on our left-hand side is our Book Now area. And because you guys are mainly out of New Orleans, we're going to kind of use New Orleans as our departure city. So the booking process is pretty simple when you're under your Book Now area. So you have your package type, flight plus hotel. You have flight plus hotel plus transfers, hotel only with transfers, flight only, flight and car, hotel car. So you're going to be able to see the types of options you have for your packages. For today, what we're going to use is flight plus hotel. So let's go ahead and get on New Orleans. And I'm going to use Cancun as my destination. And the reason why I'm going to use Cancun is I just kind of want to point something out to you guys. Notice here, there are 4 airport codes that do the drop down when you type in CUN. We have CUN here, which is Cancun and Riviera Maya. The one below is Cancun via Cozumel, so that's CZ1. That's for Cozumel as the destination, but you're just flying into Cancun. CU2 is Cancun hotels, so only hotels in that hotel zone. And we have CU3, so that's hotels only in the Riviera Maya area. So if you're looking for a hotel that's in the hotel zone, it won't populate. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is it is always easiest to just use CUN and then use your filters within the search engine. The reason why is if you use these filtered airport codes right here, so let's say you have CU2 and you book that, then your customers are looking for maybe something in Playa del Carmen or Akumal or Tulum, you're not going to be able to change it over to that area because you already filtered that out. So I'll show you the easiest way to use those filters within the search page. So I'm going to use CUN. You are able to get up to 4 rooms and 8 passengers on one reservation. That does include children and infants. Speaking of infants, infant is considered under the age of 2, and you have 2 different ways that you can book them. So you have an infant that can be a lap child sitting on one of the adults' laps, and they're primarily just paying taxes. Otherwise, you're going to have an infant that actually purchases a seat. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quickly, but if you have a question on how to book infants, just click right here where it says booking an infant. It'll tell you how to go about it. So an infant for a lap child is under the age of 2, and when booking, you're just going to select IN as the age. Purchasing a seat for the infant, you're going to select the age of 1. And just remember, even though they are an infant, they will still need a passport for international destinations. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that real quick. So, for example, let's say we have 2 adults and one infant, so we're going to put one child, and then the age. We have IN up here, and then the age of 1. IN is going to be the lap child. The age of 1 will be a seat. So just remember right here, if you have any questions on how to book the infant, it's right there for you. So let's go ahead and select some dates. I'm going to select the 13th of May. Let's go 5 dates. If you have a promotion code to enter, just enter it right here. And I always pre-select my travel protection just because it's a lot easier to get the quote with it. And then if the customers are not interested in it, you can always take it away. It's a lot easier to do that rather than quote a pricing and then say, hey, if you're looking for that travel protection to cancel for any reason, it will be an additional X amount. So it's always easier to reduce a cost rather than add a cost. So let's go ahead and hit search. And let's wait for everything to pull up. Alright, it just takes a few more seconds and we'll be able to rock and roll. There we go, it's thinking. Alright, so the first thing that will pull up is going to be your hotels. You're going to be able to tell which one it is because it will have a blue border around it and it'll say current selection. So it automatically selects for you a preferred property. Anytime you are interested in seeing what the property is like, just click on the hotel name. That'll take you to the hotel profile. And from here, you could be able to see all the photos of the hotel. It's on a timed loop. Otherwise, you can just select a picture that you want to see, and it'll pull it up for you. Below are going to be all current promotions. If you are interested in reading more about any of the promotions, just click on the little arrow next to it, and it'll tell you specifically what that promotion entails. So this one specifically is a honeymoon spa credit, $35 spa credit, and it's going to be selected for the specials for couples category. So all we have to do is enter honeymoon in the special service request, which I will show you how to do that. It'll give you booking dates, everything like that. So below in the profile, you're going to be able to see hotel details. So it could be some hotel advisories, such as this one has a $1.60 per room per night environmental tax. Gives you groups policies here. You can click on the hotel policies to see when the check-in age is, check-out age, check-out time, the minimum check-in age, transportation, how close it is from the airport, property information, things like that. You can also go through the tabs for the amenities, the accommodations, so you'll be able to see the room category, maybe the type of view, the bedding configuration, and the occupancy limits. If you click on dining, it'll tell you the dining options that are at the property. So how a hotel profile works is we put in information that the hotel provides us. So it might not be the most detailed information, but we can always go to the hotel's website and find out more information as well. You got activities over here and also TripAdvisor reviews. Anytime you see a plus sign next to that hotel, you're going to be able to click on that. That'll expand additional room category options. So let's talk about room categories. And I'm going to find a different hotel that we can use this. Okay, let's see if I can find one. You know what? Okay, perfect. So we're going to focus here on this Ocean Coral and Turquesa and also the Zotri. Just kind of want to point out a couple different things regarding it. So we see here under Ocean Coral and Turquesa, it says Junior Suite Garden View. You notice here it says the number 9 and we have a calendar. This is an inventoried hotel that we manage. So the number 9 is 9 or more rooms available. If you see, let's say 4, that means there's 4 rooms available in our allotment. If you have maybe 5 reservations you need to make, but you only see 3 rooms there, you can click on this calendar, and it'll show you the next available dates that there's that many rooms available for it. And now let's focus on the Zotri right below. So we have this Romance Oceanfront 1-bedroom suite with terrace. Notice how we do not have inventory and we don't have a calendar. What this means is it is a direct link hotel. So the hotel loads their own inventory and they manage their own rates. One positive thing about these types of properties is it does give up to last minute availability, so that is great. But just kind of want to point out that we have inventoried rooms and also direct link rooms. So those direct link properties, if you don't see a room category pulling or that hotel doesn't pull, that means it's not available. So let's go over to the right, and you notice these different colored boxes. So we're going to use both of these hotels as an example. So let's go with the Zotri one first. We have this bright green color called Waves. So you are able to earn Waves points for every single booking you make in Vax. Where you see this green Waves points, that means you get additional Wave points. So this one, you earn double Waves points. That's fantastic. So that is an additional bonus to you. Up here we have where it says an instant OTA price match hotel. So let's talk about OTA price match hotels. So OTA stands for online travel agency. So examples would be Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, Orbitz. They are companies that are online travel agencies. So when you see this blue box, that means we will auto match them. It does cap the commission at 10%, so just be careful of that. The reason why is these online travel agencies, they do not pay any commission, or if they do, they may pay up to a max of 5%. So we're able to get you that lower rate. You're able to get your numbers within Funjet Vacations and still make more commission than you would if you had to book it with Expedia or whatever that online travel agency is. So the important thing about this blue box right here where it says instant OTA price match is we have negotiated with these hotels that we will auto match those OTAs for you. So if you have customers that say, you know what, great, but I can get $300 less with Expedia, okay, not a problem. This is an auto match hotel. You can say, yes, no problem. We can go ahead and match that for you. And all that would be needed is the print screen showing the screenshot of the dates, the times, room category, classes of service, and everything like that. That information is more on the main page, and Clint has gone over that with you. But easy as that. You don't have to wait around. Make your deposit, send those screenshots over, and it'll get matched for you. Even if it does not have this blue box that says instant OTA price match, that does not mean we won't match it. That just means you have to submit it to our price match team. So let's talk about this red box up here. This is our Get Paid to Upgrade program. So if you see this box, you can hover over it. It kind of tells you what it is. But what you can do is it's an upgrade bonus participation. So from here, you're going to be able to upgrade your commission on your land portion up to 2%. So all you're going to have to do is click on the available rooms and scroll down and keep an eye out for the hotels that say upgrade bonus money. So let's see what we got here. There we go. So this Junior Suite Privilege Garden View is one that you'll earn additional money with. Same thing with the Ocean View. So you kind of see how it works. So let's go ahead and just hit select on that in just a few moments. Another thing I want to point out is under these colored boxes, you might see something that says VIP inclusions. So these are like Funjet Insider perks. So specific hotels we will be able to offer your customers additional amenities at no cost to them. You're going to look like a rock star with these hotels. So this specific one, you're going to get a welcome letter, a bottle of wine, 25% discount on spa services, gift bag, no check-in or check-out time subject to availability. So it's additional amenities that are at no cost. So just keep an eye out for those. great value for the customer. So let's go ahead and select our room category. And all you got to do is hit select. And now from here, what it's going to do is go to your flights. So we have your options to sort everything by price point if you want. Lowest to highest, airline, number of stops, earliest to latest as far as flight times, flight duration. I actually like to use the filters on the left-hand side. So you see right here, there's 62 of them available. You have a sliding price scale right here. So if your customers are within a budget, just slide that to their budget that they need. Let's see if we can get that to go. And it'll filter it down for you. You can filter by departure times, arrival times, number of stops, and airline and everything like that. So let's go ahead, do morning times, and 1 stop. So we're down to 25 flights compared to the 60 something. And just for purposes here, we're going to use this 7:10 a.m. And we're going to go ahead and hit select. And it's going to populate your return flights. You could do the same thing, use your filters on the left-hand side. It makes things a lot easier, because what's going to happen is it is going to remove anything that your customers do not want. So let's go ahead and hit select afternoon, drops it down to 3 of them. All right, let's see what we got. See, I'm playing around with it, see how it works. All right, let's go ahead and hit select there. All right, so now we are at our itinerary summary screen. Now from here, we can add features to your reservation that you want. So notice it automatically has transportation to and from your hotel that populate. We have Travel Protection Plus on here as well. But if you go in here and click on features right over here, it will give you more options as well. So we have our transportation to and from your hotel. So that's a shared transfer. So you can be sharing that transportation with other couples going to different properties up to 3 stops. So that is $34 per person. Otherwise, if they want to spend an additional $20 per person, they can upgrade to a non-stop hotel. Or there's even a private hotel that's $60 per person on this. So you have options for your customers. You can use your filters over here, maybe water activities. And look right here, dolphin encounter at Maroma. If you have never swam with the dolphins before, I highly recommend it. It's a really cool experience. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of going in the water because there's big fish in there, but the dolphins are so friendly. They're gorgeous animals, great for families that have kids. Well, not too small of kids, but they have children. It's a great experience to do it. So think of it this way when you're adding features to your reservation. Think of it as going grocery shopping. You're going down the aisles with your cart or your basket. When you want something, you put it in your basket, right? Well, that's what we're going to do here. We're going to add our feature to our cart. I like to use that analogy with adding features. It's an easy one. All right, so let's collapse that. So we have our itinerary together that we're looking to give to the customers. So a couple things to point out is, you notice throughout the booking process so far, you may see where it says pay monthly. We got that here. We have that by hotels, flights. We have that over here on our pricing stamp. Well, let's talk about that pay monthly. Let's click on that. So we at Apple Leisure Groups use a third-party company called Uplift, where this company, Uplift, it will pay the customer's reservation cost in full. So the customers will go through a soft credit check. So they do actually have to apply. and you'll be able to see how they would apply throughout all these processes in the screen. I just want to really focus on the benefits of it. So it will give your customers 12 monthly payments to pay off their trip. They're able to do it up until 7 days prior to departure. So that's kind of a good talking point. So the reason why is the FunJet's payment policy is you have to have the reservations paid in full by 45 days prior to departure. So that's one large sum of payment at that date. So sometimes people may prefer to actually have the 12 payments throughout that year. It's also great for those maybe last second reservations that to fly out to Vegas to get married. Not many people plan for situations like that where, hey, my friends are getting married in 2 weeks out in Vegas. I didn't plan to have that additional money left over, so here's a way for your customers to be able to do it. Here's a couple benefits for you, the travel agent. There's an average increase of upsell components of 13%. So upselling your components, maybe if they want to upgrade from a junior suite to a junior suite oceanfront, that means more money on the reservation, means more money for you. They may opt to add additional transfer or upgrade their transfers or add an additional excursion to the reservation as well. That's all more money for you. So again, it pays for that reservation in full. You don't have to go to the customers for deposit. You don't have to go for them for final payment. It's all paid for. In an unfortunate situation where they may have to cancel, any owed refund would go back to Uplift and gets applied to their account. So one question is, well, what happens if they default? It's not going to make a difference because that's between the customer and Uplift. You got paid, we got paid, we're happy. So you don't really have to worry about that payment either. So it's a great thing to keep in your back pocket for those customers that choose to actually do it. I actually have some of my friends. We got about 40 people going out to Mexico for her 40th birthday. A couple of them already used that, so they thought that was a great option for them, and they went ahead and did it. They said it was extremely easy, so just remember that's there for you guys. On our right-hand side over here, we have our pricing stamp. So it's pretty self-explanatory when you think about it. So we got our days prior to departure, your base package price. So base package price would mean the package base price from what you selected. So in this case, it was air and hotel. This is your air and hotel base price. It will give adult base price based off of the number of adults and just divided by the number of adults. It will give you your options. So your options are going to be any tours, excursions, any add-on features, any transfers. It will split apart your travel protection. It does look like this one actually has a promotion code on here. It moves $63.48. We have our total package price and our price per person. And here we go again, our pay monthly. If you click on where it says included taxes and fees, that'll give you kind of a breakdown of your taxes and fees. You can view our terms and conditions right here. And let's click on the additional baggage charges. And in here, we have kind of a page where you can click on where it says additional baggage charges. So I want to point this out because it's going to make you guys life a lot easier and things will go a lot faster. So this will take you to a page and it'll alphabetize all of the airlines. And next to the airline's name, you're going to have links. And it takes you straight to the airline's bag fees policy page. So no longer do you have to go onto the airline's website and try to find where their baggage policy is. This takes you right there. So it'll save you a lot of time. If they provide a online check-in link, it'll be right here. You can send to your customers so they can check in online if they ask you. So just remember that is here for you. It's great to have that there. It's a very easy, convenient item. Below we have our booking administration. So booking administration is your commission. If you click on it, you'll be able to view your commission. But in this screen is also going to be able to where you can add an agency fee if you choose to. And it's very simple. So right here, you have the option to increase it by a dollar amount or percentage. So we're going to keep it at dollar amount because it's a little bit easier. All you're going to do is put the dollar amount you want, hit set commission. So notice it took our total from $26.77.17 to $27.77.17. So it went up $100. So here we have our commission at $282.20. It is now $372.20. So you're asking yourself, okay, well, that's not $100. So let's go over that. So anytime you add an agency fee to a reservation, there is going to be a 10% processing fee. So we added $100. There was a $10 processing fee. So that's why you see that commission amount went up at 90. So another example would be $150, 15% processing fee, $200, $20. If you want to remove that agency fee, just remove it, hit 0.00, and hit set commission, and that'll remove it for you. So let's talk about a couple of my favorite features within Vax. So right here we have our recent searches. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of searches on here, up to 10, 12, however many you have. It's just going to be how many times you went into Vax and searched something. So let's say your customers are going, okay, well, what about if we go a week later? Okay, not a problem. So let's go ahead and price out a week later. You're going to go back to your search page. We're going to go ahead and change our dates and hit search again. So wait for that to populate. All right, it's thinking about it, so just a few moments. Right, waiting. Sorry, it looks like it's a little slow, but just bear with me. All right, so just a few more moments. All right, so we got an error message. So let's go ahead and give that another go. Let's see if it goes through this time. All right, so you got your new dates pulled up. We're going to go ahead here. You can go ahead, go through your filters, and so get your hotel, your flights, everything that you need. So now over here again on our recent searches, we have our most updated one here, which is the one we're currently on. You'll see that kind of in a shaded area. So what you can do is you see this compare button right below. You can compare your searches. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want to compare my itinerary 5 and itinerary 3. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's compare by clicking on compare. Clicking on compare. So we're comparing these 2 itineraries. You're able to get up to 3 of them. So let's go ahead and hit compare. And the thing I love about this page is side by side, it shows you your reservation that you're pricing out. It shows you your dates, your guests, your hotels, your flights, any additional options that you have on there, any inclusions, your total pricing. You can also view your commission next to each other right here. What's more beneficial for you? So it's great because you can just take a screenshot of this right here, send it over to your customers. So And that's going to save you a lot of time and the customers a lot of time instead of scrolling back and forth between different emails, or even if you would copy and paste your itinerary into another email, it's going to save you a lot of time. So that's why I love this feature. So compare itinerary. Let's talk about another really cool feature. So in here, it says duplicate. So if we click on duplicate, and a great option for this is maybe they're changing occupancies. So now let's say maybe they want 3 adults. So we're back at our search page. You're going to change what you want around. And now when you hit search, what it's going to do is VAX will pre-select all your previous components that you had on there. So you don't have to spend the time searching for your hotel and room category again. You don't have to search for your airfare. You don't have to go through your features, go through the filters, add whatever features you had on the reservation. So again, a big time saver. And now from here, you can actually compare your itineraries. So let's take a look. So we had everything populate the way that it was. So we had just the least expensive option. So that was pretty easy. And now from here, you can compare your itineraries. Click compare. Now you can send this over to your customers. Okay, well, here's the difference between 3 adults and 2 adults. So great option. It'll save you a couple minutes worth of your time to do this. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now let's go ahead and click on checkout. So checkout is going to be the next screen before we actually make the actual reservation. So one thing to keep in mind, and it's very important, is we should always be quoting at the checkout page. So that's going to be where we're quoting our customers. So that's basically locking it all into your cart. So let's go ahead and start scrolling down. So you have the option to change your room categories here if you choose to. Hotel advisories are in red. So this will be any parking fees or resort fees, hotel cancel fees, things along those lines. Important information that you need to make sure you advise your customers of. It'll also print on the documents as well. So you would scroll below some more. Here's where your travel protection option is. You have to select one of these in order to actually complete a reservation. So we automatically have that travel protection plus there. Or if you decline it, you could decline it. One really cool thing is you are able to add that travel protection up until 7 days after you've made that reservation, or up until final payment, whichever comes first. So example, you are 100 days out, you applied your deposit, you have 7 days to apply that travel protection back on. And the other example would be, let's say you're 50 days out. Well, final payment is due at 45 days prior, so you would have 5 days to add it on. So whichever comes first. All right, so here's where you would add the names as it appears on the passport, dates of birth, gender, all the information. Let's talk about right here where it says enter frequent flyer and membership information. So right now, you would have to add that at time of booking in order for it to go over to the airline. The reason why is once it's booked, it would not go over to the airline. So you'll get an error message if you try to add it after the booking. So it's important to add it at time of booking. If you do not, it's not a big deal. We'll just go over to the airline's website and add it there. All right, so let's say we have our names in here. Now we're under itinerary tools. Special service requests. Let's touch base on that. So if your customers are celebrating a special occasion, honeymoon, birthday, anniversary, they're typically going to tell you throughout the booking process when you qualify your customers. So the important thing is we touch base on the different types of hotels. So there's hotels that are inventoried. So remember, those are the ones that have the calendar. and you'll see the number of actual rooms. Then we also have direct link. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is it's good practice to add the special service request at time of booking. Again, the reason is, so as of right now, if you make a reservation and it's one of those direct link properties, once the reservation is made, you won't be able to add these remarks. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Just give us a call. We'll reach out to the hotel and we'll give them your request that you want. So we are working on a process to where that opens up after booking, but right now it is not in the works. So just keep that in mind. At time of booking is the best way to do it. And all you have to do, put in your request that you want. And then you have additional remarks that you can do as well. So remember, one of the promotions was you have to add honeymoon in there. So we're going to add honeymoon. And that will go over to the hotel when it's transmitted over. Let's say you have another reservation that's traveling with this couple. And they want rooms close together. Not a problem. You can cross-reference the reservations that way. You could put in the remarks close to Smith Bob. So the hotel will know, hey, this reservation wants to be next to Bob Smith. Same thing with your add-on requests. You could put additional remarks on here as well. Here's where you can remove the promotion code if you do not want it. And if you did not have one on there, here's where you'd be able to add your promotion code at the checkout page if you forgot to at the initial search page. We have our payment information here. Let's go ahead and kind of break that down into two separate things. So we have our deposit due right here. So it tells you your deposit due date and the amount. Then it tells us our full payment due date and the full reservation total right here. These numbers do not change unless you make changes down the road. And then we have up top total amounts of payments and balance due. So let's say they pay that $600 deposit. It would show in here, $600. The deposit due here will not go down to zero. It will always show $600. So I like to point that out because sometimes it is a little bit confusing. Like, hey, I paid the deposit. Why does it still show one? Just make sure the total amounts of payment match or are exceeding your deposit due, and you'll be fine. Balance due is just your reservation total, less what you've paid on the booking. If we scroll down here, we have our payment information. It's pretty standard. You'll just do the drop down for the type of card. You'll put your card number and everything in there. Then we have some final payment options below here. One of them is not populating. We do have an automated final payment process as well. Once you enter the customer's credit card information and address, you'll have that option down here, because what happens is it'll pull from that information, and you can be able to select the date where your customers can pay for that automatically. You don't have to call in to make payment, pull up the reservation or make payment or anything like that. Automatically does it. Let's say you pay it off prior to that date. It's not going to go in and charge. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to go ahead and charge that account. You have a schedule and email reminder. So you can put in a date you want an email reminder sent. And then you have an email address you can put in. Do you want to send to yourself, or do you want to send it over to your customers? So let's say they pay it off prior to that email reminder going out. So because an email reminder is an automated process, it would still go out. So you can just disregard it if you pay it off ahead of time. Or you can manually add it, just pulling the reservation up and adding the payment in there. Below are your terms and conditions we will go over with the customers. And in order to complete a reservation or any changes, you're going to click on the required to complete booking. And from here, we're just going to complete a reservation. So that is completing a reservation. And in the next session, what we're going to do is talk about retrieving a reservation and go over more additional booking techniques. So stay tuned for the second part of the video.